Good morning, another founder in car, and today we will discuss education. So, for those that know, I have a PhD, and that's the highest education you could get in the Netherlands. That's also recognized as such. But I think something has changed. So, long story short, I think that you might be better off with less education instead of more education in this modern day and era. And then I refer to formal education. And why is that? There are some reasons for that, and the reasons that I imply are oftentimes they say get a good education because that will help you through life. And I think that is true. A good education is of big importance. But they also refer that you will make up for that years lost, that you still were studying while others were working later on. So for example, if someone with a university degree makes more money than someone with the lowest degree, so to say. So in the Netherlands you need at least to study until you are 16. There's a law for that. So that's a 4-year study and not an additional layer of schooling on top of that. Whereas the longest studies are starting with 6 years additional after your primary school, and then an additional 4 to 6 years for your university. If you want to do a PhD, that's an additional 4 years. But if you want to do that, you will lose a lot of time, and time, especially at the forefront, is very precious because you can have that interest on interest effect. That's one. Second is that you have additional costs for studying, so you not only are not getting paid, but you also have to pay for the study yourself with interest these days. In the past you could get a grant from the government, now you get a loan, you have to pay back, and it also will halt you if you want to seek a mortgage for your house, if you want to buy a house. So that's double the danger. And 3 is that you oftentimes are less practical. So I had a friend, and he said, you did a university, but I am not good at learning. How can you make me catch up? I said to him, he only did 4 years after his primary school, whereas I did, as I just mentioned. I said to him, just start working at something that you love, that's practical. Buy a house as soon as possible, fix it up, sell it, and buy a better house, etc., etc. And he did fine, he did excellent. He did better than many a university degree type of student. Why is that? Because he did not have the fault that you had additional loans that will corrupt your bank score, so to say, for this mortgage. You need to buy a house. He had the practical skills to fix up the house himself, at least the majority of things, so he didn't have additional expenses there. And by fixing up a house, if you buy a house for 200,000 euros and you're able to sell it for 300,000 euros in 1 year time, and you spend like 30,000 on top of your normal job, that is about 70,000 additional income, tax free. So to get that income from a regular job, because we have taxes here, income taxes, that would be 140,000 euros you need to make. And then on top of that, because after taxes 70,000, on top of that you have the benefit of the mortgage. So the interest you pay there can be deducted again from your normal tax that you're paying for your regular job. So you can see this is a big thing, and even if you're not able to fix it up, but that you're earlier in the market, that you're able to buy that house, and over that difference of 10 years with a PhD, you are able to have 10% to 200,000 1 year if you have 10% return on interest each year on average. So the first year you don't. After the first year you have 200,000. You started with 220 at the end. After the second year you started with 220, and you end up with 242. The third year you get my drift, right? 242, and again 24,000 on top of that. So now it's already 260, etc. Just by getting a house and keeping it. So at the time you reach the 10 years, you will have made over 200,000 euros. I think it would be close to 300,000 euros on top of the house that you already have. So do you think that you get in 10 years 300,000 euros in savings? You won't, because they will be spending. And why did they spend? Because they have to pay for their schooling, and they also have to pay for the loans that they made. They are not even in the equation here. And if he did not stay there for 10 years, but he did fix something up, to not remain the value but increased it, it would go a lot faster. If you swap homes every 2 years, you would be looking at 1 million easy in additional starting capital if you compare it to one that starts with a PhD. So please take that into consideration. Times are changing also for education. Have a great day. Found a car out.